Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I'm your host Stan Rattan and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show where I try to help you spend your wine dollars wisely. Seahawks play Monday Night Football. I'm so happy. My prediction, Seahawks 31, Redskins 10. Monday Night Football, big stage. Seahawks defending Super Bowl champions will rock the house. One of the most incredible... Sorry, thought I heard something. One of the most incredible defenses in the NFL. And they're just going to stop them. That's my prediction. I hope I'm right. So, in honor of that game, we're doing a Beringer Blitz. Beringer, big brand. You can almost find it in any grocery store. Cool thing about it is Beringer does a California Series wine. And believe it or not, every one of these are line priced, meaning they're all the same. They're line priced at $5. Incredible. So, I thought I'd give them a try. I am not opposed to going big brands to find great wines. It is not only possible, it happens a lot of times. So let's get started right off with the Beringer California Pinot Grigio. And as you guys know, one of my favorite wines. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a huge Pinot Grigio guy, but I do understand, of course, that there are a lot of folks out there, a lot of you out there that like Pinot Grigio, and I know why you go for it. You go for Pinot Grigio because you know what you're getting. Don't like surprises, so you go for the for sure thing, Pinot Grigio. All it says on it is crisp and refreshing Pinot Grigio, California 2012, and you will find this in any range from $4, $5, $6, depending on how your retailer decides to price it. Let's see what we get on the nose. So I get a hint of pear and apple, not a lot going on. Kind of interesting, there's a little bit of a spice that's coming through, some sort of a baking spice. I can't put my finger on it. But, overall not a huge amount. Let's see what we get on the palate. Number 29, Mr. Earl Thomas III. Love that guy. Love defense. That's what I played in high school. Defense. I played nose guard. So, I'm sort of I played offense too, but I love tackling people. I loved it. It's a little bit of pear, apple, very light. Just a touch, just a skosh of bitterness on the back end, a little bit of lemon, a little lemon pith coming through. Pretty simple, but you know what? Guess what? Nothing wrong with it. For those of you who like Pinot Grigio, who just want something simple, friends over, watching the football game, watching the baseball playoffs, which are happening right now, which I'm totally jacked about. I wish the Mariners were there, but they're not. Maybe next year. Not too bad. This is definitely a C+ Pinot Grigio at $5. Are you kidding me? There's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, Beringer knows how to make wine. They don't just do the low tier stuff. They have a higher tier. Maybe you're familiar with Beringer, Nice Valley, Cabernet Sauvignon. A lot of times it gets some serious ups from wine writers. So, seek them out. I mean, if you're big on Pinot Grigio, you want a simple, like I said, easy to drink white during having some popcorn, football game, baseball game. Nothing wrong with that wine. Now we're going to move on to the Sauvignon Blanc from Beringer. Again, their California Series. 2012, and maybe I should get you a close-up of this. I didn't on the last one, but the label is very much the same label. There's the Sauvignon Blanc. There's a Pinot Grigio, sorry about that. There it is, see it? There you go. Sauvignon Blanc. My camera focus there, got it. Again, $5. This is a Sauvignon Blanc. I'm still devastated by the fact that Sauvignon Blanc was usurped by Moscato in wine sales. That was about 2 years ago. I'm hoping that Moscato kind of died. Nothing wrong with Moscato. Don't get me wrong. But Sauvignon Blanc should be ahead of Moscato. Should be ahead of Pinot Grigio, actually. Just in my humble opinion. A little bit of grassiness, which is curious. I mean, you know, that's what you expect out of Sauvignon Blanc, right? A little bit of the skin of a pear, a little bit of lemon pith, the citrus pith coming through. Maybe more of a grapefruit like the Pompelmo pith. Pompelmo pith coming through. Again, not huge aromatics, but there's stuff coming through, which is cool. Let's see what we get on the palate. Nothing wrong with that one either. A lot of apple, a little bit of apple skin coming through. This one's, there's some acidity, I mean, for sure. There's a little roundness on the mid palate, you know, so it's not like a cutting edge, you know, cut the palate, sort of acidic Sauvignon Blanc. But you know, it's built well, it's very simple, has some, you know, nice flavor characteristics to it. I'm getting that grapefruit pith on the back end for sure. If you sit there and think about it, you go, wait a minute, there's something going on there. Some grapefruit pith, which is that pulpy part of the grapefruit skin. Again, nothing wrong with that. That's a C+, above average Sauvignon Blanc, $5. Definitely, if you're in the mood for Sauvignon Blanc. Once again, watching a game, having some popcorn, some cheese, you know, hanging out with friends on the deck. You know, a good bottle of wine for $5. Seriously, I would look for it. I would drink that. I'd drink both of them. And I'm not a huge Pinot Grigio guy, but you know, that was not bad. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, I'm going to go buy that over the Sauvignon Blanc. No way. Not me. But I know you might, and I would if I were you. Now we're going to go on to the Chardonnay. And here's getting a little trickier with Chardonnay at $5. Just saying. Simply Sophisticated Chardonnay 2013, which tells me that they sell a whole heck of a lot more of this than the others, because they're already a vintage newer on this one. There you go. California Series Chardonnay. Let's see what we get on the nose. So you get a little bit of that kind of baking spice oakiness. A little bit of butterscotch coming through. It tastes a little bit, you know, like made up aromas. Just a skosh. Not bad though. Not off-putting at all. Just saying, it tastes a little bit fabricated. And I don't mean they add aromas. I mean, you know, wood chips, that sort of thing. You know, which makes sense for $5. You're not going to put this on a new French oak barrel or American oak. You know, they have these little spindles that they drop into the barrel sometimes, add oak characteristics. Nothing wrong with that. But I find out when they use oak powders, and I could be wrong, that I don't think they're using that on this one. Oak powders tend to get a little more fakey on the nose for me. A little bit of pear coming through. Let's see what we get on the palate. You know, I think there's a lot of people who are going to like this Chardonnay. It's got that kind of plump, buttery, butterscotchy sort of thing going on. What I like about this one versus some other ones that I've tasted in this price range is it's pretty well built. It's pretty balanced. Definitely fakey on the oak side. In other words, I don't use real fakey. Tastes like it has a little bit of cosmetics to it, but not bad. There's a little pear and pineapple in there. Kind of a tropical fruit with a little bit of butterscotch added. The oak is whatever they use to give the oak flavor, whether it's chips or spindles. I'm doubting oak powder, but I don't know. They take it's a bag of oak powder, you know, from shavings. They dip it into the Chardonnay to give it that oak flavor. Don't know what they used here. Certainly not that. Claim to be that much of an expert taster that I can tell you what kind of oak influence they give it. But it's got pretty good balance. I'm going to go C+ on that one too, which is impressive because, you know, I mean, come on. $5. And it has good balance. Now let's move on to the next one. We're going to the one and only red. This is their Cabernet Sauvignon. Now in the past I've actually had really good success with this cab. I found that it's pretty nice little cab. Now that I'm saying in the past, for the price. And this is the 2000 and oh come on. They threw me off here. It could be non-vintage, which is kind of surprising. It's actually Argentina Cabernet Sauvignon, so they get their juice from Argentina. There is no appellation on this that I can see, unless I'm blind, which I don't believe I am. Anyway, this is Argentina juice. And I notice, like Pepperwood Grove does this a lot. They get their juice from other areas of the world because, you know, it's cheaper down in Argentina, but the quality perhaps is higher for the price. So this is in 2000. This is non-vintage, excuse me, Beringer California Series Cab, but it's from Argentina. The juice is. Let's see what we get on the nose. So hopefully all that made sense. A lot of these wineries, these bigger wineries, will get their juice from a country, perhaps even producing it there. They might have connections with the winery, and they send their crew down to just, you know, make sure all the blending is done in the way they want it to be done, and then they ship it up, they bottle it, ship it up to the U.S. using Argentina fruit. So very subdued on the nose. I get a little bit of currants, cherry notes, a little bit of dusty element coming through, a little bit of tobacco. Again, not a lot of aromatics on this wine, but there are some there. Let's see what we get on the palate. No, I'm sorry guys. You get this blast of like ripe currants and almost a raspberry cherry thing, but it's so like awkward massive, you know, like some guy coming up and he's got really tiny little legs and these huge arms, you know, it's like a little bit out of proportion. I'm sorry, it has this weird kind of tangy brightness with this fruit. I mean, there's some tobacco there, but it's like this really kind of weird chemistry in the mouth. It's just like, wow, this is really... I can't even say that I think that maybe some of you might like it. There might be a few of you out there that might like this wine, but wow, this has a weirdness factor. Like I say, there's ripe fruit with this weird brightness coming through, almost like this tanginess. I mean, I get the cherries, it's almost like somebody soaked the tobacco in vinegar, if that makes any sense. I don't know, even for $5. You know, I might make my salad dressing out of that. Don't waste your time. I mean, I know, okay, it's $5. Go to Trader Joe's and buy some of their crap for $3 to $4. I don't mean crap. I mean, there's stuff for $3 to $4. Take a chance on that before you hit this Beringer juice. I'm disappointed. The last Beringer California Series Cab, I think the juice actually came from California, was so much better than this. I am so disappointed. I'm going to go D-. I'm not going full on F because I think there's some of you that might actually be able to tolerate this wine. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm almost afraid to put it in my mouth again. That's how bad it is. Well, 3 out of 4 isn't bad. The Beringer Blitz. Let's go Seahawks. Thanks for watching. Cheers. And here's to keeping the snob out of wine.